How can we teach people how to cure their snoring? How do we get rid of snoring?
Well, so you have to sort of take that history and see, do they deal with allergies? Have they had a problem with their nose in the past? So sometimes you're sending them to the allergist, to the ear, nose, and throat surgeon. What we're doing oftentimes, obviously in the sleep clinic, is to do a sleep study on that person to see what the influence is on their sleep quality. So do they have apnea or do they just snore? If they have apnea, how bad is it?
What is apnea?
So if the snoring is coming from the back of the throat, behind the tongue, above the Adam's apple, that part of our airway relaxes when we sleep, like all of our muscles do when we sleep. And so for people with apnea, that relaxation brings that tongue closer and closer and closer to the back of the throat until it rests on there, and that blocks off the airflow. That is the apnea event.
So you don't have any breathing during that period of time?
Correct, yes.
How long can that last?
So outwardly, if you're watching someone do this, they snore, 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 and then they kind of get quiet, and they snort and choke and gas themselves awake, and they can repeat that over and over and over again. And this can go on, I mean, to even consider it significant, it has to last at least 10 seconds, but we're seeing people who can do it for much, much longer twhen that.
So they can have sleep apnea for 20 or 30 seconds?
Until everyone in the room gets a little bit nervous about it. Absolutely, yeah.
When somebody actually stops breathing for a period of time, like 30 seconds, well, what happens when the body doesn't get oxygen because we're not breathing?
Well, you may have heard of that fight or flight response. When you turn the corner and see that mugger, you get this adrenaline surge. You're either going to knock the guy out or run away.
Yeah.
It's that same system that kicks in when the body is trying to breathe, no air is flowing, no air arrives to the lungs, so the oxygen level in the body starts to drop. The body senses something is wrong there, and so it starts to put into the system more and more and more adrenaline to try to get you breathing again. So the brain gets jarred awake. Not that you're aware of it, it's not that you fully wake up. But as soon as the brain wakes up a bit, these muscles get their strength back, the tongue comes away from the back of the throat, and the snoring stops. The snort happens, and the breathing begins again, trying to bring the oxygen levels up.
So that period of time where you don't have enough oxygen, it could bother the heart, have irregular rhythms, could bother the blood pressure, the adrenal gland hormones come out to wake us back up. It can really interfere with health.